Hello, everybody, and welcome to Better Connecticut on this snowy Tuesday afternoon. I'm Scott Haney, and I am outside live at WFSB on our patio to brave the snowy elements. We're finally getting a storm, although the precipitation type has certainly changed. We're going to get more on that coming up in just a bit. But in the meantime, we have got a very special show for you today, and we're very excited to bring you this edition of Better Connecticut. And again, I am live outside in the studio in the elements. This is so exciting. All right. So unfortunately, Kara Sundlin could not be with me today because she's under the weather. She's home. She's taken in the snow from her home. And Kara, we hope you're feeling better. But she does make it into a segment a little bit later on in the show. So we're going to see her coming up in just a bit. But guess who's my co-host again? It's Paul Marty. Paul Marty, my ex. After 20 years, we're still good friends, and he is my co-host for today. Kind of like yesterday, only better. All right, but in the meantime, let's talk about the weather. Yes, the precipitation type has changed. It's gone over to like a sleety, rainy mix, but it's perfect for making a snow cake. And that's exactly what I've made for you, all of viewers at home. Isn't it a lovely snow cake? No, we didn't actually do that. But it does make for a good sleigh. Look at that. That's perfect. All right, so I'm about to make the proverbial first snow angel because it is perfect snow making. Eric Budney, my photographer, what do you think about the snow? Looks pretty good, right? All right, so here we go. You got to lay down. All right, hang on. How do I do this? Go back like that, and then go like this. Perfect for snow making. And you make the most beautiful angel and out. Okay. So Bruce DePriest, look at that. Look at that beautiful snow angel. It's perfect. Bruce DePriest is standing by in the early warning weather center to bring us the elements and see if there has been a changeover on the only live Doppler radar in Connecticut. Bruce, take it away.
All right, Scott. Yes, there is a changeover occurring across much of the state right now. Rocky Hill, as you said, it's pinging out there with some sleet coming down. As far as snowfall total accumulation so far, many locations have received between 2 and 3 inches. We're talking about Bethel, Danbury, Watertown, North Haven, West Haven, and Seymour, all coming in between 2 and 3 inches. And you can see the changeover is underway where you see the pink around Danbury, North Haven, Milford, Norwalk, and Stamford. That's either sleet or freezing rain. And in fact, the sleet has advanced further along than what early warning pinpoint Doppler is indicating. And this trend will be working its way northward as the afternoon goes on. Look at Windsor Locks. The visibility is still reduced in snow, so it's still some heavy snow in northern Connecticut. Meanwhile, Torrington looks like they're over to kind of to a sleety mix right now, and the same is true in Waterbury. The visibility has come up a little bit from what we saw a couple of hours ago. There's New Haven, where it's probably mostly sleet and or freezing rain, and you can see moisture on the camera lens in Middletown indicating either some sleet or freezing rain going on there. In Hartford, we had a good burst of snow. Now it looks like there's a mix of sleet and perhaps some freezing rain. And in southeastern Connecticut, Paul Nunes said that he got 1 inch of snow before we changed over to freezing rain. He's got a little bit of a glaze on top of that snow cover right now. It is cold, so this is sticking. All right, this is a really cold air. Temperatures are in the teens. The warmest reading we could find in the state is 27 degrees in New Haven and also into Groton. And with the wind out there, the wind chill is in the single digits and teens. So if you're going out there and perhaps clearing off your driveway or sidewalk, be aware it's pretty cold out there with a wind out of the north-northeast at 5 to 15 miles an hour. So Futurecast shows at 4 o'clock, the sleet is pretty far advanced northward, and as we go until about 6 o'clock this evening, a lot of sleet across much of the state and perhaps changing to a rain, plain rain, as temperatures rise above freezing near the I-95 corridor. And then at 10 o'clock, we still have sleet and freezing rain inland, rain in southern Connecticut, maybe a few pockets of freezing rain. As we go into 2 o'clock in the morning, rain may advance northward, perhaps up into the Hartford area, but still pockets of freezing rain. And then as we go into 5 o'clock in the morning, just a couple of leftover rain showers, and then the whole storm wraps up shortly after the morning commute. So with how this storm is impacting the roads out there, and it really is, here's the very latest with Renee.
Well, good afternoon to you. I am telling you, it is a mess on the roadways. Be safe. Here's some headlines to look out for. Your visibility is reduced. As Bruce was saying, we are seeing multiple incidents on all roadways. Your speeds are drastically reduced, and we'll get to that in a second. Keep at least 300 feet back from your plow. That's a message coming from the DOT. So we want you to be safe out there and clear your vehicles of snow or debris if you do have to head on out. With that, a couple of accidents to tell you about right now. In Milford, the left lane is blocked at 95 northbound. This is as you're traveling right by exit limits 39 and 40. We also have a pretty serious crash involving a truck. This is going to be right through New Haven, 95 northbound, right between exits 47 and 48. In fact, let's take a look live outside where you can see this incident is clearing up right now. Visibility is reduced. This is on 95, and you can see for yourself traffic is moving very slow in this area. Now, to go back to that other accident I was telling you about, this is going to be in Milford. That's where the left lane is blocked and that car is spun around. These are the types of incidents that we are seeing on the roadways. And I wanted to give you guys an idea of how much your speed is going to be affected by this. Look at your travels right now. As you're traveling from Hartford to New Haven, it's about 46 miles per hour. It's going to take you a little while. Waterbury to Hartford, average speed about 40 minutes. And I've got a lot of reports of spinouts on 84, so please be careful there. And in New Haven, 91 to your 95 ramps, you're not even hitting that 45 miles per hour mark. So that is going to take you a very long time this afternoon. I'm also getting reports that we do have some cancellations at Bradley International Airport. So I'm going to ask you to reduce those speeds, be safe out there, and stay with us because we're going to keep you updated even on the Channel 3 app. So I'm Renee Danino. Thanks for watching. I'm going to toss it back to Scott and Paul outside for Better Connecticut. Hey, guys.
Paul's going to be joining me in just a little bit, but I'm outside with my very fashionable over-the-shoulder snow holder. And if you take a look inside, I've got a gift for everyone. There's a snowball for you, and a snowball for you, and a snowball for you. Dennis and Denise are inside taking my snowballs. All right, we're going to send it to Jennifer Lee right now. She's in Weather Tracker 2, and I think she's on I-91 North. Jennifer Lee, can you hear me? How are you?
Hi, Scott. How are you doing? I just want to let you know that I do not need a snowball. So we were on 91 North, making our way up. We've actually made it to Enfield, and we're on Hazard Avenue right now. Let's take a look at the road conditions here. You can see that white covering all across, and cars are going just fine. A lot of people are taking it easy, but plow trucks, they have been out all day. In fact, yesterday, that's when the pre-treatment began for this snowstorm today. Here in Enfield, I spoke with a person over at the Highway and Roads Crew department over there, and they say that they have 20 plow trucks in their fleet, and they're going to be getting help from some private contractors. So in total, about 40 trucks will be pushing snow. Here in the state of Connecticut, a total of 850 trucks will be out on the roads statewide. We actually caught up with the spokesperson, Kevin Nursick, and he had an important message for people who were thinking about heading out on the roads today.
Don't be on the roads if you don't have to be. And if you do, please be aware that it's going to be slippery out, and we need you to do your part and slow it down, because again, all it takes is a couple of little spinouts and crashes, and you bring these highways to a standstill.
So again, here we are on Hazard Avenue here in Enfield. We're going to be traveling down the highway again, so you can catch us back in Weather Tracker 2 in 1 hour. I'm going to send it back to you, Scott. And again, no snowballs for me.
Too bad, Jen. I had one ready. All right, Kevin Hogan is also standing by for us for a different perspective in a different part of the state. Kevin is in Norwich. Kevin, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Scott. You know, we're at the DOT garage right near I-395, and this facility is responsible for the section in Greater Norwich of I-395. The trucks have been coming in and out. They're loaded up with salt and other material and putting down the roads. The roads aren't too bad. The snow started falling probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock. It was very, very light. It was very unusual, and then it got heavy, and now look. Look at this. It looks like it's maybe freezing rain and some sleet, but that's all. We stopped and saw over at Agway, people were buying seed for the birds, and some people were buying salt for their sidewalks and things like that. But it wasn't too bad. We stopped in at a landscaper in Gales Ferry. That's coming up on Eyewitness News. And what they were doing outside, they had the trucks loaded. They're going to do plowing. Inside, they were getting the stuff ready for the spring season, all the lawn equipment. So before we head it off, we're going to keep this thing going and say, back to you, Scott.
All right, thanks, Kevin, so much. Appreciate that. Matthew Campbell is in another part of the state. We've got you covered. He is in Waterbury in Weather Tracker 1. Matthew Campbell, how are you?
Hey, Scott, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. And you know, we heard from Renee that the roads are bad. And yes, they are bad, but it's not because of the DOT. It's more because of the drivers that we saw out here. You know, coming in from Rocky Hill from 91 to 691 and here in 84, the roads were very manageable. You can take a live look right now as the traffic moves on here on 84. It has been manageable for the most part. But because the roads look so good, thanks to the DOT, it may be instilling a false sense of security among drivers. Now, we say that because we've seen more crashes and close calls than what we usually see for this amount of snow. We saw cars off the road, cars in embankments, spinouts where cars went 360 before correcting themselves. Just a lot of wild things on our ride out here to Waterbury. So even though the roads may look good, they're still very slick, and there is snow built up in between them. So that really could affect things as drivers make their way out for their evening commute. That is the latest live out here in Waterbury. Scott, I'm going to send it back to you.
Hey, thank you, Matthew. We appreciate that. The snow, the sleet is coming down. I think I'm going to be heading on inside for the rest of the show with my co-host, Paul Marty. But coming up today on the show, we've got some very, very special stories. We're going to be taking you to a local coffee shop with a wonderful mission. Tag along with me and visit Beans & Company. And right after the break, treats you can make at home for the one you love this Valentine's Day. Kara's making a little guest appearance for that. You are watching Better Connecticut on this very snowy Tuesday. We'll see you on the other side of the break for more of Better Connecticut. We're live. Have a great day.